Thank you very much, Professor Porat. I am what I understand in baseball is called the wind-up player or the closing batsman. In actual fact, I am the Professor Porat's bookend. And in that sense, I am her brother, but I was educated not to refer to a lady's age, and therefore I leave it to you to decide whether I'm the elder brother or the younger brother. But it is, I would like to add my words of appreciation to Ellie and Sylvia Geffen and to the Charlotte Chorale. And just, if it was not clear to you, let me clarify that they gave us this wonderful concert as a gift of theirs, not only because of the invitation that we extended, but because of their commitment to promoting relations between the different communities, and especially between Jews and Christians, and they themselves within their chorale have people of different faiths, and therefore their presence here was a double gift, I think, on this particular occasion. Professor Porat mentioned that she had done all the introductions, and therefore we didn't need to repeat them, and generally speaking, I will accept her instruction. And also Judge Eliakim Rubinstein referred to our ambassadors present, therefore I do not refer to them. But there were some of the Christian leaders who were not mentioned by name, and because of their significance I would like to do so. Patriarch Twal was mentioned, but he wasn't here to hear his name mentioned, and therefore I thank his beatitude again for his president. Archbishop Bakuni, the Melkite Archbishop of the Galilee, who has graced us with his presence. We are very grateful for that. And to Bishop Boutros Jacinto Marcuzzo, who is the Bishop of the Patriarchate in Israel, for Israel, but Bishop William Shomali, who is here, who is the Auxiliary Bishop of the Patriarch of Jerusalem, and Chancellor of the Patriarchate, if I'm not mistaken. And of course, in addition, we have here Father David Neuhaus, who is the vicar to the Catholic-speaking communities, and Hebrew-speaking communities. And who have I not mentioned? No, he was mentioned at the beginning. You only arrived late, so I've forgotten. So I think so. But I would also like to acknowledge that in addition to my colleague from AJC, Mr. Jerry Biederman, who you've already heard from, who came specially for this, we also have the chairman of ICHKIC, the International Jewish Committee of Interreligious Consultations, which in addition to the Chief Rabbinate of Israel is the official partner of Cardinal Koch's Commission for Religious Relations with the Jewish Community, and that is Mr. Martin Budd, and therefore I'm very happy that he was also able to be here for this particular occasion. As you have heard, and I will just very briefly reiterate in these short closing remarks, we are celebrating a unique transformation. And often part of the irony is that this is not appreciated by people both for good and bad reasons. Bad reason in some respect is that for many people the whole relationship between Christians and Jews is off their radar screen. And that is true with regards to a large section of Israeli society. And therefore the significance of what we are celebrating is often lost simply through their ignorance. Paradoxically, on the other side of the coin, we have a situation of where those of us who labor in this vineyard on a regular basis very often are in danger of taking this new relationship for granted. And as we have heard in some of the most beautiful words that have been expressed this evening, this is not only a transformation, it is a transformation unparalleled in human history. There is nothing like it to have seen a particular community yesterday as cursed, condemned, rejected by God, even in league with the devil. And to see that community today as a dearly beloved sibling of the original covenant, never broken and never to be broken, there is nothing comparable to that. And if there is any message in addition to that which is this unique connection, it is the message that if such a relationship that could have been so chronic and so neuralgic can be one that is so good today, and for those who know the truth and the reality, it is so good, of course there's still plenty of work to do, then there is no relationship, no matter how bad, no how much it is polluted or vitiated by politics, that cannot be transformed and to become a blessing. And therefore, Nostra Aetate must be an inspiration for us all, and one that we need to bring to humankind at large. And we have heard and we know of the remarkable words of both the present Pope and, of course, his predecessors reflecting this transformation. We know, however, that there is a big task ahead of us, and tomorrow's conference that has been referred to will look at both theological changes and challenges and the educational tasks that we face. Indeed, in the very important document that was released on Thursday by Cardinal Koch, to which he referred, the educational task is identified as one of the major challenges for us. And it is indeed an enormous one. And of course, as his Beatitude, Patriarch Twal indicated, here in the Holy Land, by definition, it is compounded by the political reality. But we must not allow this to thwart our efforts and our responsibilities, which pertain in both communities and which will be addressed, hopefully, in greater detail tomorrow. In addition to the educational challenge, there is, of course, the matter of a Jewish response. We must recognize that there is not a symmetry in our relationship, neither theologically nor historically. But the fact that there is not a symmetry does not mean that there is not a responsibility on the Jewish side to respond to this amazing transformation. And there have been responses, and recently there was another one which His Eminence referred to, and copies of this statement of Orthodox rabbis are also available to you, together, of course, with the important publication that we are celebrating this evening, and which perhaps are signs of the beginnings of a response and of the development of a sincere mutuality, regardless of the nature of the paradigm of the relationship. And this is something, I think, of significance, and the very fact that the Cardinal, who has come here all the way from Rome for this occasion, and together with the heads of other Christian communities are here, acknowledges and welcomes this, is an indication of its importance. So let me conclude by saying that this evening was a wonderful celebration. I hope that many more who were not able to be here, and those who because of the weather were scared off and other factors, will become aware of it through word of mouth as well. But it is not something to minimize that we have the presence both of the representative of the Holy See for relations with the Jewish community, Cardinal Koch and Father Hoffman, members of the delegation for the bilateral relations with the Chief Rabbinate of Israel, which includes Monsignor Fumugali, who is here also together with us, and of course the heads of the churches, representatives, the heads of the church within the Holy Land, within Israel. This, I think, is a very powerful demonstration of this new relationship, a relationship which, as Mr. Biederman indicated, AJC has had a very special historical role and continues to play its role in this regard within the different forum, and which I think, therefore, has given us a great source of joy, and hopefully we've been able to make a contribution to this celebration this evening. As Cardinal Koch indicated, there have been many celebrations in many parts of the world, and many of us have spoken at these celebrations. But a celebration here in Tel Aviv, in the most modern of Jewish re-established polities in the reborn Jewish state of Israel, with representatives from the Holy See and from the Christian communities, is unique, and is a unique testimony to this new era. I hope, and I reiterate Professor Porat's invitation, that as many of you as possible will join our deliberations tomorrow, which I'm sure will be extremely stimulating. And I too thank you once again for your presence and wish you Godspeed and a safe return home this evening. Thank you.